Hey guys, we'd like to thank our sponsors for supporting this show. If you'd like more info or just want to use our TigerBelly codes, you can go to betterhelp.com/belly and helixsleep.com/belly. Enjoy the show.
Hey guys, enough.
Like,
What's better, Segura's place or Rogan's place?
Or our place, you gotta
Different.
watch here.
Wait, Sarah, I want to bring the mic. I want to add this on.
Get closer.
Give
Okay.
us the scoop.
I don't want to get in trouble. I mean, actually,
Not gonna get
I
in
mean, I
trouble.
didn't do anything.
No. It's just your opinion about what studio is better. So Sarah Hyland went to Austin.
Are we on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Every time.
she
Are we
experienced.
doing it?
She experienced, you know what I mean, a couple of new studios. She went to Tom Segura studio with Christine, and then she went to Rogan's. Which one's nicer?
They're different.
Which one's nicer? Which one would you rather
Why
have?
are you so nervous though about answering this?
Yeah.
Because they're massive. They're like, I'm not nervous. I'm just careful, I guess. I'm careful. No, not in a nervous. They were all amazing. Tom wasn't even there.
What would you prefer though?
For yourself.
For yourself?
I would say Tom and Christina. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Rogan?
Okay, but wait, though. Wait.
You hear that?
Wait.
You hear that, Papa?
The food options were different though. Like you're right. Like Joe Rogan, as soon as you walk in,
Deer meat?
Meat chips.
meat chips. No, well, it's not just meat. I ate meat chips. They were literally chicken chips. They were like chicken skin chips. Everything in there is just a meat locker. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy. So you walk in, and then there's a vending machine with like vitamins and buffalo meat and like elk meat sticks.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Here's a real fact. When Rogan as a kid saw Bambi,
Oh, boy.
he got excited when the mom died.
Super hard. Super
Yeah,
hard.
just a true
My childhood
fact.
trauma is Rogan's joy.
Yes, it's joy.
Yeah.
So what's it like doing the road?
What's it like?
Yeah,
Well, first
yeah,
off, we
fun?
should introduce her.
Oh yes,
Everyone.
Go do the countdown.
Let's do a song. Let's do a song.
Yeah.
Five, four, three, two.
Sada, tall white,
Yeah.
North woman.
Yeah.
She's the North woman.
Woman.
We saw the Northman last night, and I thought about you when I was watching it.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd be a shaman for sure.
Okay.
She'd have the headpiece. Her eyes would be gouged out. She'd have like a thing around her eyes,
Yeah.
and she'd be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you whites are weird, right? That's what she whispers to me during the Northman.
Why you gotta expose me?
No,
like this?
white people are weird.
That's half of you, Khalyla.
Yeah.
Half of you is
Yeah,
I am
as well.
half white. I'm
Yeah.
not denying my whiteness.
Round of applause. So Sarah Hyland is a very funny sketch artist, very funny stand-up, very funny podcaster. She was my ex-girlfriend.
Ow!
Ow. And I love her to bits and pieces. So give her a round of applause, Sarah. Yeah. So the North woman. Are you do you have roots from the Viking age?
Well, I do. It's funny because I actually caught the last part of Jessica's the podcast you did with Jessica Kirsten, and you mentioned you're like, yeah, she has a long torso.
Yeah.
I've never been described as a long torso.
You have a very long torso.
I don't have a.
You have a long everything. You're a tall girl.
long.
Yeah.
What do you expect her to have a
long.
short torso?
No, but when I was watching the movie last night,
Yeah.
I could feel. I feel like you can do this, right? And walk through a village like that. Right? Do this real quick for me. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be so scary.
I win. I got
You win.
I
Yeah.
win. Yeah. Well, in lanky, that's another word you've described me for a long time now.
Well, I mean,
I like to say
okay.
model-esque.
yeah, you have a model.
No, you always soften the edge. You do. You actually said
See,
it.
you
No,
see
it
that?
was
I
fun.
soften your edge.
Yeah, you softened it up.
Yeah.
Softened it up.
I also only date beautiful women.
You do.
Hey.
So anyway, so what's it like going on the road with Jess?
Okay. Well, to answer your question, the first one, I do
yeah,
have
go
a
ahead.
little bit of Viking.
Oh, go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you used to.
There's Sarah.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sarah.
I just feel
Yeah.
like you could be their kid or whatever.
Yeah.
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 So
Your
what
sister,
what side of the family is Viking?
My dad's.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell.
Tim Hyland.
Tim.
I love him.
Big Tim.
What a great guy.
Because he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
He's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
He's very lanky. He's thin.
But he also has one of those faces that is instantaneously trustworthy.
Yeah.
He looks
know what I
like Lethgo. What's his name?
John Lithgow.
John
That's
Lithgow.
what that's what he looks
Oh,
like.
Winston Churchill?
Yeah. He's got a Churchill vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like a salesman.
You know what I mean? Like, so if like, Germany was invading Normandy, right?
Okay.
I would want Tim to be on our side.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Leading the ship.
Yeah, he also he played. Remember he did the Elvis thing?
He plays guitar.
Yeah, guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just I tell your family I said hi. I miss
always
them.
do.
Hey, Wicca. I. What are you laughing at?
Why did you do it that way?
Because
He had to learn the Wicha.
yeah, so I did 2 weeks in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I'm on reservation dogs,
Oh.
and I hung out with Craig, Deer and Water. I met the Red Corn family. You know what I mean? And I was really immersed into the native culture. I think I have native spirit, and I found out about some of my behaviors in the past
Could have been.
is wrong.
Is wrong.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. So
I like
When I
that you're going straight to the source and asking these people, hey, was this thing that I did wrong? Even though I've been telling you for a long time,
yeah.
You know the picture?
it's wrong. Like, he's never
Yeah.
believed
Did
me.
you show the photo?
I'm like, hey, you can't go to a mall. And just
So I went to a mall in Canada years ago. All right, and I'm asking you as a white person,
Okay.
right, and also a friend,
Okay.
to see if this is wrong.
Sure.
Okay.
Hope.
So I'm in.
Sure.
So I'm in
White
Edmonton,
person.
right?
But yeah.
only half of me can help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
and-
of me can.
yeah.
help you.
And Rick Bronson owns a room in Edmonton. It's one of my favorite clubs.
Yeah.
But it's in a mall, and in the mall there's like a little, a mall-y photo studio. And you walk in, there's 3 things you can choose from.
Yeah.
The colonial, like downtown Abbey look,
Yeah.
which I'm not into that vibe.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's like Asians back then in that vibe, we washed the laundry.
Rail- railroad,
They didn't have the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could either be a cowboy or an Indian.
Oh.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
That's bad.
Why do you still have this? I thought I took it down from his Instagram.
Yeah, where'd you get this from?
This one is
Yeah.
from Pinterest. People like to pin it for inspiration. People have been pinning this for inspiration for parties.
Yeah. It is a funny photo, though.
That's
It's
amazing.
great. The
It's a
gun. The gun is great.
Yeah.
But what did you learn?
Yeah,
I learned that was wrong. That's not good.
You can't do that.
2022. 2022.
So I was obviously, I'm there. What I love about reservation dogs is, all the riders are native.
yeah.
Half the staff, like in terms of makeup and sound, and everyone are native.
Yeah.
And the stars are all native, and you're immersed in it. You're right, and you learn about the culture. We went to an expo, an art exhibition. We bought
The
stuff.
Muskogee art market.
Art market on a
bought a
Saturday,
bunch
and
of
we
cool
bought a
things.
bunch of stuff there. And so I was just sitting around at lunch with a bunch of people, and I go, "Hey,
No.
FYI, I went to a mall. My girlfriend thought this was bad. I go, I went to." I went
Guys,
to a
is this
mall.
crazy or what?
Is this crazy
Is
or
my
what?
girlfriend crazy?
Yeah. I went to a mall and I just dressed up as a native person and I took some photos, right? And they're like, "That's the worst thing you could do."
Yes.
And I go, "Why?" And they go, "Would you do that with blackface?"
Oh boy.
And I go, "Yeah."
Yeah. So what's the problem?
But no, I go, "No, I wouldn't." And then I try to make arguments.
What were your? Okay, I don't want to hear.
I want to hear it. I'll talk it through with you. My arguments were,
Okay.
and I was wrong. All right.
Okay.
So my arguments were, well, if they had a samurai thing at the mall and white people did that, and then they go, and what if they did the eyeliner thing with the eyes? I'd be like,
Oh, the wingtips. Yeah.
that's what you call them?
Do we?
Wingtips?
Wing.
Yeah.
Wingtips.
Yeah. I think our eyes are like this so we don't see peripheral.
I mean, you did tell us the history why Asians had small eyes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The sun.
Wait,
Yeah, the sun.
Asians don't.
Is that
don't-
true?
I
Is
have
it
good
true?
periphery.
I have pretty good periphery too, but periphery.
Periphery.
But what's the word?
Peripheral.
Periphery?
Yeah, peripheral.
What is it? Peripheral? Is it peripheral?
Peripheral.
Peripheral.
Peripheral. Anyway.
vision.
Peripheral.
And I go, yeah, that would be wrong. Then I go, what about Halloween? Like I've seen people wear ninja.
You put them in a position to have to defend why it's wrong. It's so uncomfortable.
Right, but then Sterling came by,
Good.
the showrunner, and he goes, basically, you're supporting, rape, pillaging, oppression. And I also asked about, the mascots and stuff, and
Yeah.
Washington.
and it completely just put me in a thing of just I get it, and it's all fucked up and wrong, and it's based on a tragic history. And anyway, so I regret doing that. I apologize that I did that. And you were right.
1 point, Khalyla.
Yeah. Are you and Jen are you guys thinking about ever adopting a kid, having a child?
I mean, not now or in the near future.
Yeah.
But life is long. I don't know, but like not right now. But it's not like completely off the table.
I always thought that you would be a good mother.
Yeah, I love.
You were in Tulsa too long.
Yeah.
I know every sound I make turns into a.
That's a very personal question.
That's okay. That's okay.
I thought it was going to be a pitch to why you should adopt an Asian baby. And I thought you were going to give her like.
Okay, that's a good
I
question.
did. We
Sarah.
did try to have a kid though once. It was a Pacific Islander, and we only tried
What
once.
does a Pacific Islander mean?
What kind?
You looked at me and got a little sad. Was it a little Filipino boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. How?
was. Well, we only tried. It's very expensive,
It is.
so we only tried one time. Like it's literally like
Right.
$35,000 for one time. For one time.
Wait, so you have to spend $35,000 for a Filipino kid?
It wasn't.
Why-
No, I'm just asking. I'm just throwing it out there.
I felt that.
I'm just asking what the
What is
price
For
my
is.
any
value?
kid.
For it's the
For
process.
any kid. I'm just saying the dude we picked was a Filipino kid because I
From the
liked his
Philippines.
interview. Yeah.
And how old was
I
he?
liked what he said. Because he mentioned like his mom sang the Beatles to him when he was a kid. So I was like, oh, that's dope.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. Because you can't, like, the photos they give you
Yeah.
are like a year old. So
Yeah.
you can't, you have no idea what the guy looks like. You just go off of like, their blood type, the things that the people in the office gave them,
Yeah.
So you can paint any photo you want. But then they give an audio where you can hear the voice and like they answer questions. And that's how we made the decision of who, like, a what dude. But he was cool. He was dope. He was like a cool. I liked him, and truly, like the last.
How old
thing,
was he?
Probably he was in his early 20s, like when he did that. And I mean, they're all. You can't be that old.
That kid was Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
You missed out.
Wait. You were gonna adopt a kid from in his early 20s?
No, the guy who did the interview.
Oh.
He was
Oh my God! No, the guy who did the interview was like in his early 20s.
Yeah, but how old was the kid? A baby?
So we're talking about a donor, like it was a sperm donor.
I thought you were talking. Oh,
I think he thought you were talking about adopting.
No,
adopting a kid. I was like, what the fuck is going on
Cost
here?
$35,000.
How does a baby
sweetie.
know who the Beatles are?
We were gonna adopt a 25-year-old.
Yeah. I'm like,
Just
I like the
hang out.
White Album. Abbey Road is all right.
Google Gaga.
Yeah, Goo Goo Gaga. Yeah.
You know,
He's
I've
big.
been sort of thinking,
Yeah.
well, no, that's not the right thing to say because you're a very viable donor.
Yeah.
But sometimes I look at people and I'm like, oh, like that would be a good, like, should our stuff stop working?
Mm-hmm.
I do look at people like, oh, like I would like that genetics to,
Yeah.
make
I think
a
I have
baby.
good genetics.
I think you and I do not have good genetics.
What do you mean? That's
We're-
offensive. What you just said.
Not to myself.
Your
no.
genetics are fine.
My genetics are horrible. I've talked about wanting to kill my bloodline many times. I come from very, very bad people.
Insane.
Bad people in my family.
No, that's
Lots of-
Tell you fucking
Tell her
pump
to
her
feed
up
us
her.
right.
Not that you can't. I'll always pump you. I always do
Yeah,
it, but you
Sarah
have to
does.
also respect like it's her.
Yeah.
No, Bobby, no.
Yeah. No,
You know
no.
why?
Because she's looking at it from the prism of trauma. When she looks
But
in the mirror.
it's still her perspective.
But
Yeah, but it's skewed, and it's not. I don't.
All
think-
of our perspective is skewed.
I know, but that's not what the reality is.
Reality is
there
skewed.
is science to back up
Let's
like,
go deep. This is what
generational
I'm saying.
trauma
This
passed
whole
down
conversation
from
is
like
insane.
parent to child.
Yeah.
So it's like for me, right?
Yeah.
Like who's crunching?
Will you stop crunching your ass cheeks? Yeah.
I just have a lot, I don't have to explain it for the 10th time, but, you've met my family. There are murderers. There are, lots of people incarcerated. There's a lot of people with very, like, what I think is potent evil inside of them.
Your uncle Lulo, what's his name?
Lulo.
Well, your uncle that murdered.
Yeah, Lululemon.
Carlo.
Yeah, that's right. Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Yeah, so your uncle Carlo, right? I met him. Okay.
You kept Sarah. This is what he did.
Yeah,
He was
tell-
so
tell-
nervous
tell the
around.
sto- tell the
I have
story.
I have an uncle. I have an uncle that
Yeah.
has killed his own brother. Killed my other uncle in broad
Okay.
daylight with a machete.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Deserved.
don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just like he's not like the Riddler. You know what I mean? Well, the Riddler also had reasons why he did what he did. That's a bad example. He's
Terrible
not-
example.
he's not- yeah,
Zorro.
He's Zorro.
Zorro.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's go Jeffrey Dahmer.
Zorro, because he had a sword.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Your
that makes
uncle
sense.
Carlo isn't a narcissist psychopath. I don't think. I think there were reasons he was
Okay.
desperate, and there's a reason why he did what he did, and it was actual betrayal. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So when we our plane landed in the Philippines, my family, a bunch of them like to greet us at the airport. But my uncle Carlo decided that he too wanted to be at the airport to receive us.
He's out of prison.
He's out of prison. He was locked up for like 20 years. And Bobby was very obviously nervous
I
because
would've
he knows
sucked
the
his dick.
backstory.
I
Was
would've
this
sucked his dick.
recently?
Like 2-3 years ago.
3 years
Okay.
ago, maybe.
So what
Okay.
Bobby did to kind of cope with the situation is that he just started throwing money at him, putting money in his pockets, any place that he could. He was like, "I love you. You're my hero."
If you meet Pol Pot, you meet Putin, any of these guys, right?
Yeah.
You just throw money.
Put
I have a
money in
I have a way of doing it. You know what I mean? If I do, yeah. What do you mean? Yeah.
But do you have to say you're my hero?
Like, all right. You go,
That's a little too far. If you want a better sleep and feel better, that's Helix. Mattresses and other things.
Well, mostly mattresses.
Mostly mattresses. You guys, in our house, all we have is Helix mattresses because, my number one priority and my favorite thing to do is having a good night's sleep. Okay.
And it's so cool because we're all different kinds of sleepers. Some of us run hot. Some of us are side sleepers, belly sleepers, starfish sleepers. So you can take a quiz online. It takes like 2 minutes, and they will match you with the very perfect mattress for your body and sleep
babe,
style.
what you do is you take a quiz that takes 2 minutes
Yes.
to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences.
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah, I'm reiterating that's how important it
he
is.
loves it. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's unique, and Helix knows that, all right? So they have several different mattresses models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. Mattresses great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains, and even a Helix Plus mattresses for plus-size sleepers, all right?
And I'm-
Eric Griffin?
Oh, Lord. I'm a super achy person. So is
Yeah.
Bobby. We are also both side sleepers. So for us, we were matched with a midnight mattress. But you have the option to take that midnight mattress Luxe. So you can get an even extra comfort if you choose the Luxe version, which we obviously did.
Bring it home, baby.
Helix is awesome, but you do not need to take my word for it. Helix was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 and by GQ and Wired magazine. Just go to helixsleep.com/belly, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life.
Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/belly. That's up to $200 off of all mattress orders and 2 free pillows at helixsleep.com/belly.
You verbally said you're my hero.
Yeah.
While sticking money in his pocket.
Yeah. I whispered it while putting $100 in his pocket. Oh, you know what I mean? And he gave me a hug. Yeah, it worked. But
You're alive.
But what I want to say though is that obviously you and I have. Can I say we have alcoholism or no?
Sure, of
Yeah.
course.
Woo.
You said it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you and I have alcoholism. We have character defects. We have things that we don't like about ourselves. But there's so much more positive things that you and I have, right? Us three have. All of us have.
All of
us in
everybody.
here, right? And I think we should focus on no kid is going to be perfect, right? And but the genetic traits that are positive that we have, right, is a good thing that we're going to pass on, because I'm going to say this, and I know you two specifically, you know, you guys are both similar in the way that you have great empathy and your hearts are so open. You guys have that, and that is something that we need more of on this planet. Okay, so those are things that you would pass on. You know what I mean? Genetically.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's my only argument. I think I win.
Okay. But genetically, but if you adopted a kid, you could still
Correct.
give those characteristics to someone.
Now we're talking about nature versus nurture, and I have to say that. Can I say this?
Yeah, of
Some
course.
people are born.
Yes.
I believe
Oh boy.
we have a disposition.
Yes.
They have the crazy genes.
Thank you. You just proved my point.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're not. Yeah, but you could adopt a kid, right? That's a psychopath.
I could also produce a kid that's a psychopath.
No, you can't. You're
Yes,
not, because you're
I
not a
can.
psychopath.
Bob.
Yes,
You don't have-
I
you're not a
can.
psychopath.
Sweetie,
You can.
so I could absolutely create a kid that is very, that suffers from schizophrenia, that suffers from a lot of mental illnesses. Those things run in my family. Those are
Schizophrenia
genetics.
does.
Not specifically schizophrenia, but other things.
Like
yes.
what? Like what?
Extreme OCD, ADHD.
Those are great things. Look at Rain Man.
no.
Yeah.
Yes,
Those are
they're-
great things. Yeah. Right?
A lot of deep stuff.
Yeah.
Including myself. I've struggled my whole life
Mm.
with certain things.
But my argument, though, is this, too, right? Is that I think that if you and I had a kid, right, I just really seriously doubt that we would raise a kid. And I could be wrong.
I'll call your bluff. Let's make a kid.
Okay? Let's do it. And I'm going to prove, and then when our kid becomes president of the United States, right?
Oh, it's a long.
Yeah, it's a long
Long
it's a
way.
long,
Long
it's
thing.
a long gamble, right?
So we're for 40 years.
And we're at the inauguration, right? And we have white hair, you know what I mean? I have a cane because I'm going to be so old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm going to, when I stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, do you have to stand?
For
Yeah.
the
Guys, and now introducing Mr. President Lee. And then
Right.
your son comes out.
I would do this, right? Oh, say. I'd have an accent by then.
Yeah, you.
I would have to have an Asian accent by then
It'd
because
be
I'm
weird if you did
old.
it. It'd
It
be
would be weird
weird
if I
if you
did.
did it, yeah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's what does dawn's early mean? I would probably say that, right? What's
Yeah.
wrong?
Nothing.
I think she's upset that you'll have an accent when you're older.
And you would have an accent.
yes.
I would.
Yeah, Filipino accent. Anyway, so, who knows? And maybe I'm wrong, but I just think that you guys are better people than you think you are.
I don't think I look, it's not about that. It's not about what I think I'm able to do as a mother. Of course, I have a very strong belief in my ability to be
nurture.
a kind person to a child. Obviously, because I want to adopt. I just am leaning more towards adoption
Yes.
versus creating my own. That's all it is. I want children. Maybe I'm not like we could still have biological children, but my whole life since I was 12 years old, I have an adopted sister, I've always leaned towards, I've always told my mom, like, it doesn't make sense to me why more people aren't adopting.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That was easy.
I know, because I look at my own behavior. It's just just hours of not Skyrim, but Stardew Valley.
And Skyrim.
Stardew Valley. I've been playing Stardew Valley like a crazy person. I just feel like my kid could be a shut-in. With your genetics and mine, if they took some of our traits,
Yeah.
they would just have a hoarder room,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
so there's locks on it, and then there's a little opening, and we have to put food through the thing.
Wait,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A little feeding bag.
Little feeding bag, and that's my fear. I guess you're right.
Well, I mean, but also if you looked at Jeffrey Dahmer,
I love him.
was his mom crazy? Was it, or is his
What do we
parents
know
crazy?
about his parents?
I
I
That's
know
what
that
I
the
mean.
dad like stuck by him, but I don't know about anything about his mother.
No, she was.
You kind of have to look at the parents and be like, okay, because there's a lot of serial killers whose parents are like, I don't know what happened. You know, totally.
It's always a Midwestern
Yeah, yeah,
parent.
Yeah, I have no
What
idea what
happened?
happened. He was fine.
No, the-
Keep going, keep going.
Killing people.
yeah.
His dad and I are so upset. I'm sick. That's what it doesn't matter. You can be the most. I know people who are angels, angels of the planet,
But there
and
was,
their kids
but there was a point
Not
where.
angels.
carving Satan symbols
Re-
into their skin
But let me ask you something,
at
right?
4.
So,
I don't. I'm just saying. I get
Yeah.
Khalyla's point.
but he also killed a dog when he was a kid,
Yes.
and his parents were like, "Oh, that's his face."
Well, here.
The dog, the dog killing phase.
Yeah.
Alternately, that theory doesn't always apply. One of my best friends was thrown into bad kid camp because he was horrible to animals. He would light rats on fire,
Yeah.
and then he would watch them like drown themselves in the pool because they were on fire. Like he's told me this in confidence, and he's but today,
Yeah.
today
He's a pediatrician now.
he is
He's a veterinarian,
not just like
specifically rats.
He's a rat veterinarian.
But imagine him telling like an animal lover like me those stories, right? But now he's like a really well-adapted, balanced, successful, kind father. Like I look at him now, I'm like, how the fuck did this become that? So there's no guarantees in life.
Yeah.
Like you could like Sarah said, you could just be two angels and produce the most
Satan.
demonic person on earth. You just never know.
Well, I mean, as a kid, I used to shoot. I had a BB gun.
Did you used to whip your grandma?
Yeah, I whipped my grandma, and then with willow sticks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And
For no reason?
Oh, culture.
I mean, not that you need a reason, but I said
well,
that.
she was paralyzed from the neck down, and my dad, she didn't feel it, so.
See, she laughed. That was funny.
Why is that
She
deep?
thought it was funny.
Why is that not good?
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know why.
Yeah.
The fact that she was paralyzed.
She's been paralyzed from the neck down, so we thought it was okay.
Oh, God.
So my dad found welts on her body, and then she's like, "What happened?" I go, "We don't know." And then one day, he walked into the room and he saw us whipping her with willow
You and
sticks.
Steve?
Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
But you didn't have she wasn't she was
She's
in
just
pain, right?
No, she was just smiling. She liked the attention. But as a kid,
sorry.
I used to
Oh,
shoot
terrible.
squirrels
Sorry.
in the face with a BB gun.
Oh yeah, but you know, I once fed
She-
my
She did or you?
I did. I used to just go, "I got his eye." You know what I mean? And
A lot of kids.
that's more of a primal
It's a
I'm
bro-
going
it's like a
hunting
boy.
kind of way, but also concerning. I mean, I once fed my grandma Play-Doh. She's blind,
That's weird.
and
That's
so
weird.
there used to be this there used to be this thing where you could make, you could push the Play-Doh thing and then the spaghetti
Spaghetti.
would come out.
Yeah.
So she was about 95% blind, so she could see somewhat of a silhouette of pasta.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lola, I made you spaghetti. And she was like so touched by it. And then she ate a
hungry.
big mouthful of it. And I thought it was hysterical.
was she mad?
Hell yeah. She just ate fucking Play-Doh.
Did
Yeah,
she
that's
chew
weird.
it and did she eat it, digest it? Or
No, she
spit it
eventually
out?
spat it out and stuff. And I was laughing. But then I think kids do cruel things like that.
They do.
When I was a kid, his mom, he goes, "Let's pee and tell my mom it's lemonade." So we peed in a cup and we gave it to her and she drank it, and I never was invited over again.
Well, naturally. Sarah, what are some childhood
No, that's nothing.
what are some childhood regrets that you have?
I'm not thinking if I ever did evil shit like that.
Yeah, Play-Doh, whipping your mom.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You never did. What you did? You partied early though, no?
I did, but partying doesn't mean just whipping grandma. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think it,
No
I
bad
s-
pranks.
George, help me. Did you ever do anything evil like that to your family? I'm trying to think if I ever. I mean, we did things to our friends, but not to like my family.
I think in 4th grade, everybody was like pulling chairs out of school, so then I like went home and my mom was
Oh,
like,
God.
Mom, you want to sit down? You want to sit down? And she was like, really? I've got to I'm really tired. I guess so. And then I pulled the chair out. I've never felt worse. Like, about something.
White people jokes.
Yeah. Did she hurt herself?
No, she was fine, but it was like
That was. First of all, that's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
You just whip your paralyzed grand.
It doesn't matter because when
Oh,
you
she's paralyzed. So.
she's paralyzed, right? She didn't feel anything. But when you do that, she could get concussion. She can get the thing that Junior Seau had.
Yeah.
GT.
PTE. I mean, there's just different things that she could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I once put seeds in my there were these black seeds from a flower, and I used to collect them. And when everyone was asleep, I used to just drop them in their ears or through their nose or any orifice I could find.
While they were sleeping.
While they were sleeping, I got into a lot of trouble for that. But my sister, apparently, she remembered this very vividly. I used to tell her like, "Hey, like it's gonna grow inside your nose as a plant, and you're gonna be a plant face."
So mean.
And she would start crying and crying, and I'm like, "It's stuck there. I'm sorry, you're gonna be a plant head."
Wow.
Yeah. So she had to actually get it extracted, go to the doctors because it got lodged in there.
Bro, you go
the seed.
psychological.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
So you really want my baby still?
No. Because I don't want my kid to put fucking watermelon seeds in my fucking nose while I'm
Sleeping.
sleeping. You know what I mean? But you did something last night that pissed me off. And would you stop doing it?
What did you do?
Khalyla, you tell us before Bobby tells us.
It's not even that big of a deal.
It makes me so mad.
When he yawns, I just stick a finger in there.
I do that all the time
Yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I hate it.
I don't like it because I have breathing. I have like asthma. I don't like because I can never. I yawn so much. Like when I was a kid, I had tics of yawning because I had so much anxiety. I think it was just anxiety.
Yeah.
That I could, and I would like when I was in preschool, I yawned so much that I couldn't close my mouth. Like I couldn't to swallow spit, and so spit would just come out of my mouth. It was crazy.
Wait.
So even now, because I still like anxiety. I'll yawn. I can't ever get a breath. Like I take a lot of deep breath.
Right.
So if somebody if Jen or anybody sticks a finger in my mouth, when I yawn,
Yeah.
I get so upset because it's like my one. And it takes so many times to get like a good breath.
Wait, that's actually interesting because
Crazy.
yawning
But I
for
do it
me is yawning in general, like over yawning is a big like anxiety tick,
Yeah.
obviously. But the thing you mentioned, I get into these weird anxiety cycles where I think I can't swallow my
I do
saliva,
that at night.
What?
and it drives
Playing
me.
tricks with myself.
Yeah, and then all of a
in my
sudden,
head.
what I force myself to do, if I have to force myself a sip of water or food because I literally believe I can't swallow anymore. But then, Sarah, I learned
same
that
thing.
you cannot swallow more than 1 or 2 times at a time.
Yeah.
So that feeling that we get
Yeah.
of we can't swallow is actually because we literally can't swallow at the time. We've overdone the swallowing.
What?
Meaning.
I don't
okay.
know what
Okay.
any-
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What was-
Okay.
Any of that.
Okay, swallow your saliva.
Wait.
No.
What?
Swallow your saliva right now.
How many times?
Think
Just
about
once.
it. Just once.
Okay, swallow it again.
I'm running out.
No, swallow it again.
Again.
No, you're not swallowing.
I am. I did
No,
3
you're
times.
doing
I
this.
swear to God, I did.
Your eyes, bro.
I swear, it hurt, but I did it.
Okay.
It hurt, but I did it.
Get accumulate saliva.
Yeah.
Okay, swallow. Okay, one more time. It's getting harder.
It is getting harder.
I know that feel. That's the feeling.
But I did 5. I did 5.
That was
you
a
know
lot.
what I mean?
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many can you do?
I can try.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
But can I
Go
can I
ahead.
address what we're talking
Yeah.
about?
All right,
here?
go ahead.
Okay, but for me, because I've never heard anybody else kind of talk about it. I'll link a little bit because I know it's a mind game that I play
Yeah.
with myself because it's all anxiety. And especially it's at night where I'll lay in bed and all of a sudden out of nowhere, I have a voice that's like, you can't swallow anymore. Me too. I'm like, what am I going to do if I can't swallow my own
Right.
spit anymore and I'm going to drown, I'm going to choke and drown in my sleep on my own saliva. Like, it's crazy that I think, I know, Bobby?
No, I just
Don't
now I have a new
judge.
fear.
I can see your face.
Now,
You're-
now I have a new thing because I can't swallow at 2 at night sometimes.
No, but you can.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can too.
Yeah.
But it's this weird thing that happens, like that. It's just anxiety. Like it's a weird, anxious.
Pull it
thing.
up, Gil.
Yeah.
How many times can
Yeah.
someone consecutively swallow? Because when I read that,
But
I
like,
was like,
yeah, in a row, like back to back to back.
well, that's what gets me there. That's what throws me into a panic is I can constantly try to swallow, and on my 5th go, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
And then I'm even in a deeper panic now.
yeah. It's
I
about a
am-
panic mode.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're waterboarded, I could get information from you really quickly.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is drowning.
A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are saying 2 to 3. Some say at 4 it gets hard. 5 it's almost impossible.
Almost impossible.
Yeah, I did 5, so I'm the champ.
You're good.
Am I
you're
swallow
good.
champ?
Start bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's it's a whole breathing thing. The biggest fear is drowning, of not being able to breathe. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Something over my, or if somebody's hand is over my mouth, I can't. Like I can't.
You know what scene I can't watch is in Kill Bill where she's buried
alive.
Oh, I don't like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just
that
jerk
would
off.
be the most nightmarish death you could ever do.
That just happened, by the way. Okay, not
To who?
not being buried alive, but I just saw on CNN today.
Yeah.
I think it was in China actually. That
Well,
like,
don't look at me when you.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that.
Number one, I'm not
emphasize
Chinese.
it.
Number two, I didn't do it. I didn't do
I
it.
know you didn't.
Stop looking at me.
You're Korean.
Yeah.
Not Chi-
Yeah.
But it just happened that with COVID, they put somebody in a body bag
Oh,
that was
I did hear
still
about this.
alive.
They were just sick.
They were just sick.
Sick.
They were loading them on the gurney, and like I don't know, like he was, like he was.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's what happened.
Yeah.
But somehow he started breathing or whatever, and like they unzipped the bag. Don't take me word for word on this. I just saw the photo and the caption, but like they unzipped it, unlocked it, and he was still alive.
What would you say?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello? Is that the hello? Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Is it me?
Are you looking for? No. I think the first thing a normal human being would say is "What the fuck."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, because I think if he was truly as sick as he was, he would have been not in a truly lucid state.
Okay, but hello is not. I don't think in the.
Hello.
You're gonna go to your most basic words that you know.
Yeah.
What are
Hi.
those basic?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
You?
So did he live?
He's alive.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Yeah.
Which
but,
now the new question is,
yeah.
there's probably a couple of dudes. You know what I mean? Because if there's one they caught,
Oh, they killed
there's got to be a 2 or 3 or maybe 100
him. Didn't make it.
Yeah,
that didn't make it.
That,
Yeah. He's in
that
the back
are
going.
that are still zipped up
Yeah,
in their baggies.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that, like being like about to be embalmed.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like when they embalm, they have to drain the blood from your veins and stuff to like preserve you.
You think that's
right?
ever happened where they put the tubes in
Look it up, Gilb.
and then you looked over and and you went, hello.
I mean, yeah.
Hello.
There is a, yeah.
Is that? Yeah,
What-
that's what I
so-
saw
Guy-
in
old man with-
Shanghai.
old man with-
Oh
Morgue,
my.
and he woke up.
That.
Bag.
Oh
Shanghai.
my God. That's my
that is
biggest
what I'm
fear.
talking about.
Yeah.
Is that
But what's worse than that though is
so bad.
waking up and you're in a casket 6 feet underground. Because you can say hello a million times.
Hello.
Yeah. No one's, you know what I mean? So in that circumstance, what is the first thing you do?
This is making me.
I know.
You're
Wow.
right.
But it
You're
is
right.
crazy.
It's
I
crazy.
do like. I'd rather, but it's more freeing to talk about it because I do lay there at night and sit and think about these fucked up, like these Like
Yeah.
if I were stuck in a casket
Yeah.
below the sea level and somebody left me there,
Yeah.
fuck, what I do? Like I
Yeah.
do think about it.
Wait, don't they tell you what to do? I think there are strategies.
I know. I already know it.
This is also.
I saw
tell you
Kill
to
Bill.
put-
You punch.
No,
you punch through it. Yeah.
no punching.
Yeah. What's this? What the fuck is this?
This girl woke up in a funeral home.
In a
They put-
body bag.
They put it in a
They
body
thought
bag.
she was dead. and she woke up in
Wow. She looks dead there.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's a pain.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know why we're
hi.
talking about this. This is really getting dark. But since we're going down this
But
path.
there's a lot of movies that have this particular scenario.
Yeah.
That is because it's I can't even imagine how many people that's their worst fear.
Well, we were watching The Northman last night, and there was one scene where I looked at Khalyla and go, this is traumatic. Which is, they're raiding a village.
Yes.
They take the kids and women, they put them in a house, like and they just light it on fire.
yeah.
A hut.
Yeah.
And they just light it on fire. I mean, that's just like, and they used to do shit like that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my, and there was no EMDR. They didn't have better help. They didn't have better help, right? So you couldn't Zoom a therapist. It's like, what did they do back then for trauma? Better help, BETTERHELP, online therapy. You guys, I love BetterHelp more than anything else in the world because, during the pandemic and even now in life, we access this service to get therapy. Life can be overwhelming, right, babe?
That means so overwhelming.
And
I
many
can't
people,
even-
like we know, are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, or feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, tired. And more.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy.
What is BetterHelp?
So basically, you guys, BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers a video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. And I'm telling you guys right now, therapy yesterday for me was over the phone. I was in a very deep state of feeling my feelings. I did not want to see anyone. So that feature is very, very good to have as well. And it's so cool because you can connect to a therapist in just under 48 hours. And if it's not a match, you can switch to a different therapist.
Honestly, if you're sad and you feel like you wake up and there's something wrong and you want to change and you want to figure it out, I would really encourage you to really take advantage of the service.
It's so much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours.
And TigerBelly's listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/belly.
That's BetterHelp.com/belly.
We really want you guys to prioritize your mental health. It's been an essential part of, keeping this relationship and this podcast alive. We wouldn't be here without therapy. So you guys, betterhelp.com/belly. Do it today.
They hunted. They didn't have time back then, though.
What do you mean?
They didn't have time. Back in those days, it was about like hunting, gathering, surviving. Nobody sat around and being like, "How do you feel today?" Like nobody cared. It doesn't matter. Like
But they had feelings.
they had feelings. I'm not saying they didn't have
But in
feelings.
your hierarchy of needs,
yeah.
like in your Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if your food, clothing, shelter is not met, you're not able to even consider or even talk about or even entertain feelings. You're just
Okay, you're in a
basically
castle,
surviving.
right?
Yeah.
You're in a castle. Still, traumatic things happen.
Yeah.
When you're in a castle, you have maids and people are feeding you grapes. I've seen the fucking paintings, right? Where you're sitting there and they have the
We're
grapes.
talking about a different era now.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. This is the era of feelings. I'm talking about like
But
real
even
survival.
in the Northland, they had kings and queens. You're right, though. It's pretty. The ground's dirty, and yeah, that you're figuring it out. Yeah.
But that's the. But isn't that the? But wait. But isn't that the era though? We're talking about oh boy, what was the major show?
Vikings?
No.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Thank you. But no, where they like cut off people's dicks and served it to them like
eunuchs?
for sausage.
Eunuchs,
Yeah, for like breakfast. Like they still did archaic.
Yeah. So if your dick was chopped off and somebody was eating it for breakfast,
in front of
there was no trauma therapy or anything like that, or anything that you could do.
Dealt with it.
You just dealt.
No,
with
because then they did more horrible shit to you.
it. Right.
Yeah.
They pulled your arms out of the sockets with the.
He'd like that. He'd want to elongate
He'd like
his
that
shit.
limbs.
I think in a guillotine.
Yeah.
Or the thing that no, not even a guillotine. That thing where your hands are in there and they're just sticking you a thing.
That's a
guillotine.
guillotine. Yeah,
No, but the guillotine is when they chop your head off. There's another thing where a stock.
Oh, where you just sit there?
Where you sit there like this. I feel like I can win that competition.
But how?
Like if there was a stock competition, I'm
is your-
going to win this one.
What is your advantage? Why do you think that?
Yeah. What?
I think I'm short, right? I think I don't like white dudes have to there's just more body weight that they have.
No, I've always
would-
wondered this. When they hang people, if you hang someone so petite, like let's say a Shakira or like an Esther Pavitsky, don't you think that they would die a lot later because there's a lot less weight and gravity pulling at their neck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I think you would actually survive for at least a couple minutes.
I don't.
Minutes.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's see.
Or is it the impact that kills them, George?
It's the
I think
impact.
it's the impact. It breaks their neck.
If it's not far enough, then they survive and they get asphyxiated.
Okay.
Or well, there are also circumstances where they break their neck, and the way they break their neck, they can still breathe, and they just stay there and they live.
Really?
Yeah. But what I would do in that situation is like, oh, let me just go through the motion. Hello.
You just sit there.
Well, no, when you're hanging right before they do the lever, so they have the noose around your neck. I would probably say hello because there's always a crowd. There's always a crowd.
What do you say though when everyone realizes that you just simply haven't died, but you just have a bent neck now?
That's what I would do is because in my head I would just be like, okay, there's probably 1 in a million chance that I'm gonna live through this, but make sure your acting skills, because maybe at that time I would take acting classes. Just because I would prepare, right? I would, because they had theater back then. Right. So I would take a couple of classes, like a Meisner technique or whatever, repetitions. I would do repetitions, and then I would go, okay, just right. I'm like, my neck's broken. Ow, that hurt, right? But I would roll my eyes back and just pretend I'm dead, right? And I would do what I mean. I would do the whole thing where they're like, they stick me on the gurney.
Yeah.
I still pretend I'm dead, right? I guess, right? With my mouth, and I would put saliva out of my mouth.
Like foam.
Like
Foam.
Yeah, okay, all right.
no, I have to do it.
Yeah.
Khalyla, getting turned on by this.
I would do saliva, right?
Fans.
And then they would dig a hole, right?
Ew.
And hopefully, I know. So they have to turn around the shovel, right? Right?
Yeah.
When they put the dirt back in the hole, you're there, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And as they turned around the shovel, I would throw a rock
Okay.
to distract, because they did that. You used to do that in that video game.
Oh my God, Assassin's Creed.
You could do that in Assassin's Creed. But there's another one called
Far Cry.
Far Cry. In Far Cry, you could throw a rock.
I used to do that.
I used to do that too. I used to do that too. And sometimes you don't have no rock.
Bro, we spent hours. We
Yeah.
spent hours playing a video game just throwing rocks.
Yeah. So in Far Cry, right,
Yeah.
it's a lot of sneaking, right?
Yeah.
So there's like mercenaries walking around with guns,
Yeah.
and you would throw a rock, and then it would hit a tree, and they would all turn around. So that would do. So as they turn around to shovel, I would throw a rock, right? They go, "What's going on?" And I would crawl out of the thing.
Yeah.
And with my
With your bent
with
neck.
my bent neck, I would run through the forest like.
Why is his mouth still focused?
I don't know. I would just do it.
Why is his hands crooked?
I don't
Why
know.
are your hands like that?
Yeah, I assume when you break your neck,
You're correct.
it would affect your whole body.
Oh my God. He's
Like a ninja.
Yeah. And it would just be, and your neck, and you're probably not.
Your wrist broken.
What? I have carpal tunnel for some
You
reason.
saw
No, but you
So
actually are
what's happening?
scientifically correct,
Yeah,
because
you're
when
a
people have their spinal injuries or head injuries,
Yeah.
there's this thing called the corticate and the cerebrate.
Yeah.
And it actually can you look it up?
I don't know how to spell
Yeah,
it.
I would
Try.
probably have that.
DECORTI,
can't.
the
George.
corticate.
Yeah.
I broke a blood vessel
Yeah.
in my eyeball from this.
And if you were in the same situation, your neck broke, right?
Yes.
And we were both running through the forest, I would,
Yeah.
you know what I would go?
What?
Don't follow me. You know what I mean? Right? Because I would want you to go.
That's you.
That's not. Hold on. Now look at the cerebrate.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Your legs have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was already doing it if you saw it, right?
Why does it?
You're the opposite
same
of this. You're the
sauce.
cerebrate.
Yeah, I'll
That's
take the
like
cerebrate.
the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
sauce.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll pull it up.
Can't handle it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Look.
I
Yeah.
can't.
What's the other one?
Arms are abducted and flexed
Rotated.
1 second.
against the,
turned
the
inward.
chest.
Closed
flexed?
hands.
You have like
Can't read.
spinal
Oh my God,
injuries,
such
traumatic
flex.
head
Such flex.
injuries.
Kill me.
That's the other one. That's the cerebrate.
Yeah. It
So
would
the
be
bottom
like,
one.
Yeah, the bottom one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I was doing. And look at his face. Look at his face.
It looks like
Yeah, look at his face. Yeah. So that, and I honestly would believe that they would like stop chasing me and laugh. They go, look at him, he's going for it, right?
Yeah, he's
And
going for it.
He's going for it. And I think they would be like, just let him.
Are you
Just
gonna
let him go.
zigzag?
What?
Will you be zigzagging?
Zigzagging.
Yeah, because of the arrow.
Serpentile?
Because of the arrows. Right? Yeah, I'd be zigzagging because of the arrows, right?
Your toes.
What?
Your toes have to be in.
Yeah.
Serpentile.
Yeah. And then what I would do is if they threw an axe,
Yeah.
this would be dope. Right, check this out. I'm running through zigzagging, right? They throw an axe, and I caught it,
Yeah.
like in the Northman, right? And I would throw it back, but hit the ground, right?
But
You
it
chop your
wouldn't
own
be a
foot
long throw because
It would be, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't catch it. I would
It'd
not.
go right into the ground.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I would want to catch it. You know what I
I
mean?
think you'd be zigzagging not intentionally. It's just your body's taking you there.
But but it would still work with the arrows,
Yeah.
right?
It would.
But then at the end of the day, you find yourself at the end of the forest. You're running, and your neck's broken. You're drooling, right?
But it's not broken.
It's not
just crooked.
It's crooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what do you do then? You're running for the rest of your life. Aren't they chasing after you?
No, you go to the next castle.
Oh, you go to the next castle.
Yeah,
and
and
you
then you
become
have
the court gesture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
That's a
asked to be
sweet
let.
ending.
What?
That's a very sweet
I
ending.
like how it ended.
Yeah.
Much nicer than
I'd
the
be dead.
Northman.
No.
Yeah. I think I
No.
would.
No.
Yeah, back
No.
in that.
I don't think you. I think you'd live.
Yeah.
I really do think you'd live.
But there was one scene in Game of Thrones where they put the bucket in somebody's belly, but they filled the bucket with rats.
Yeah.
They burned one end of the bucket, so the rats
Oh, that's right.
burrow through the
Burrow
body.
through the body.
Yeah, but I feel like I would live through that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Why?
mean?
But why?
Because he has rhino hide for skin.
They would not
It's
get
They
through it.
wouldn't get
really
through it?
thick skin.
Yeah, they're like, fuck the skin. Let's go through the wood
Check this one out.
of the bucket.
This one you would not survive.
Which
This-
one?
The saw torture.
I.
Yeah.
How would you get out of that?
Why?
They're about to saw you upside down.
I already know what Bobby's first move would be.
What?
What will he do?
He would kind of yank his penis to the side so his penis doesn't get cut in half, but the rest of him is
What?
cut
How
in half.
you're look at your hand. You can't yank.
You can't yank it.
I'm
Right.
gonna try to flip it with the air.
But I think your natural response
I
in that
think you
situation.
would. Yeah, take your hips and with
Yeah,
your legs.
for some reason you would try to open up your butthole for some reason.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I
No.
think that would be your natural response.
No,
It's like,
your natural wouldn't it be to clinch? It would be to go.
Clench, right? We
It
can try
would
to
go-
grab the saw and fight back.
Yeah, clinch it.
let me
This
think.
guy's butt's so
Let
small.
me think. Let me think.
Yeah, I would clinch
Let
for
me
my
think.
life.
Yeah, this is
I-
the situation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your
Ugh.
OCD is speaking here.
What?
I think you have OCD in symmetry, so you're gonna line your body so that they get a very centered cut.
Yeah.
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 I think it would be like, you know how sometimes ASMR videos where they have like they slice cucumbers and
Oddly
yeah.
satisfying.
I think I would want that. Like anyone watching, even though I'm gonna die,
You're
I
a
want them to go,
performer.
"Oh, that was that was very relaxing."
I was
the way he
oddly
did-"
satisfying.
Yeah.
Thinly sliced.
Yeah. I think
It'd
that
be
would
like
do
one of
that.
the cake videos where you think it's actually Bobby, but it's a cake. And, then, whoosh,
Oh, those are great.
Oh.
and it turns into cake.
They have
And then
a
you
whole
become
show
a
on
reality
Netflix
show.
now, right?
Yeah.
Real or cake.
Yeah.
Real or
Real or
cake.
cake. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, you become a
I would be
cake.
friends with a baker.
Mm-hmm.
I would be friends with a
You have
baker.
to use your head.
And
yeah.
I go, bake me,
Me a
right,
Bobby
as
cake.
realistic as you can.
Yeah.
And then exchange my body with that.
Cake.
So, and then when they slice it, right, they go, oh, it's a cake.
Red velvet. And
Red velvet, right.
No
But then they
blood.
would go, oh, it's delicious. And then maybe they would forget that I'm on the, I don't know.
And then they'd laugh, and you'd be running to the next castle.
Your head.
Still glowing.
It would be funny if they
yeah.
had to cut you to hear that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Mm.
If you see Saving Private Ryan,
Okay.
there's one scene in the beginning, in the Normandy scene, which really just kind of, where somebody loses his arm and he picks up his arm
Yeah.
and he's just walking around with it. Would you do that?
But was he picked up somebody? He picked up his arm,
Yeah, his
fell
arm got
got
severed. I think it was a leg or an arm. I think it was an arm. There's no way it was a leg.
and he picked up the arm
Yeah, and he's just kind of wandering around the beach with his arm. He's like, obviously he's concussed.
out
and
of his mind.
Out of his mind.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. Would you do that?
Your own arm.
Was it his own arm or somebody else's arm?
I mean,
That'd be weird if it was somebody else's arm.
well, that's what I mean. Did
Yeah,
he
yeah.
find an arm? Like
That-
he
that.
found a seashell?
that scene.
That scene.
That's his arm.
Yeah, that's his own arm.
Yeah, you always
would.
want to keep your
Yeah,
own
keep
arm
a souvenir.
because you can like
What is he gonna make it into a necklace later? I mean,
no,
what the,
like you can
No, you put it on
attach
ice and you can reattach it.
Yeah.
They
back then they had that technology. I don't think they
did
did.
an ice
try.
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did, and they sewed it on and it became gangreney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only part. What
Jello
part of
arm.
your body would you pick up if you were in Normandy?
I mean, if my penis.
That's it.
You got to try for that.
You got to try for that.
Fingers.
Fingers,
Deal
no.
with it,
I
deal
would
with it.
try for all of them.
No, just my dick. I would pick it up like it would be like this, right? I would, and I'd be walking
I'm the
walking
doctor.
around.
Sir, why are you holding a thumb?
No, it's my penis, dude. Fuck you.
Why is it purple?
What do you think? Okay, I have a question for you. I want to test.
It's purple. My dick is purple. I know.
What do you,
Yeah.
Sarah,
It's
what do
okay.
you remember
I just wanted to
of?
say.
I think maybe I might have asked this last time, but what do you remember aesthetically of Bobby's penis? I want to see if it's
Here we
still
go.
if your memory matches.
Here we go.
Well, it was darker shade. But it's
It's
okay. It was like it's purple.
See, aubergine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like a purplish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
not bad.
Prince would have worn it like the color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made it
Little-
into a hat or whatever.
or a
color.
jacket.
Yeah, jacket. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on Netflix these past 2 nights, I've been watching this documentary called Dancing with Birds.
Yeah.
And it's basically these birds that have very specific mating calls and go through like lengths to attract a mate. Some of them like build like palaces made like of sticks, and some of them do these really cool dance, and some of them mimic humans, right?
Yeah, there's this one bird that he, Bowery, is that what he makes?
That-
I think
yeah.
Bowery, and he spends 8 years building this twig, you know what I mean, monument almost.
Yeah.
Right? Like the birds don't mate in it or whatever to impress women.
And he adorns it, like he'll hang little like
Moss.
on the tips, like you would like Christmas balls in the Christmas tree.
He spends every day
To
of his life.
attract a female.
One
Yeah.
female.
One.
Yeah. And then, but then that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
The bird, a female bird comes and goes, let me see your little thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stressful.
And then he has to do other things. Like he does a thing where he sings, but he sings like first like a bird, but then he mimics things that he's heard. So he wood chopping,
Yeah.
humans chopping wood.
Mm-hmm.
He does that, right? Then he does humans talking. Hello, how are you?
What?
Yeah. Then he does a mimic, children playing. It's insane.
Whoa.
My question to you guys is,
I just love Bobby doing all that.
if you were a bird
He does that.
like that, if you had to attract a mate right this second,
Yeah.
I want to see what dance you would put out.
Okay.
While doing children playing sounds.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just the dance or like song?
No, I would have to do.
No, that's
Lower that arm.
why
Over and over.
Right? And they're like,
why that
What's with the
arm?
Nazi bird?
I know. I'm like, why is it
would
such a
burn, it would be
Nazi?
it would be terrible.
And what if that's not working? What would you do next?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good one. That's a good one.
Circles, big circles.
Yeah.
Damelo. Oh, that's a good one. Give it to me.
And I would have. I would show off like my bird wing.
Is it working, Sarah?
Yeah.
Right? And the bird would be fucking flying away. I'd still do it. I don't know.
Even though you didn't get her, you would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Then
Because
what would you do
try
to get her
the end of
back?
time. Because they always, because if you watch this documentary, they always come back sometimes.
The girl always comes back.
Yeah, sometimes they'll do their thing and they're like, and they'll fly away and they go, wait a second, that was actually pretty good.
That was pretty
And
dope.
he'll fly back. But it made me realize that humans do the same thing, men.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we wear cologne. That's why we get the shoes. That's why you wear that awful shirt. You know what I mean?
That's
Because the bird that you
shirt.
want to attract
Bird
would
bear.
like that piece of shit. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a nice shirt. I want to buy
shirt.
one. And also, there were shoes that, I like your shoes. You bought me shoes before.
Yeah.
And I like your style. Okay? So that was an attack, and I apologize. All right?
Wow.
But, why did I do stand up?
Same reason.
I did it initially to impress women, to get women, because I couldn't get any, right? So that was me showing my wings, you know what I mean, and my thing, men do things, to attract women.
What do you think as women we do?
We do the same thing.
We do the same thing, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Lot of
Yeah.
physical-
the-
lot
If
of
not
physical
more,
stuff.
maybe.
oh my god.
What's
so
your bird?
much more.
What's your bird dance?
Yeah,
We
Khalyla.
def-
I love Bobby.
My bird.
All right.
Yeah,
What's your bird
Yeah,
dance?
yeah.
The only bird
okay.
dance ever
Stand up,
worked.
don't
It's
stand
okay.
up.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
Khalyla.
not so much a bird dance.
yeah.
And it's just this bird motion.
Oh, I
It
see.
does
There
get
we
it.
go.
That works every
That
time.
works
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time.
It doesn't
Yeah.
take as much work for girls to get guys.
Oh, I'm a throat goat. So what happens
Yeah.
is I
Throat
just want them
goat.
to see the circumference of how wide my mouth can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they can see into the back, into my uvula. And
Yeah.
it's never not worked.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if I was, how that bird built that Bowery for 8 years.
Yeah.
I feel like day one, that bird would take a stick and start building it, and then you would just show up and go,
Oh,
Oh no,
And I'd be like, it's that easy?
yeah.
I just have a twig. Yeah. This is easy.
Sarah,
What a warbird.
throat
what's your bird move?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Mine's more physical. I'm more like.
Oh,
Bobby.
I want to see. I want to see the dance.
Yeah.
Please, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. Yeah.
You do it with me.
No, I already did mine, man. I already did mine. Yeah.
George, do it with me.
Yeah.
Come here, George.
Hey, do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I love when
Colin.
white people mating. White people.
White
mating.
people
Great.
mating. Yeah.
Well, we have very little similar moves.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just white people at a club.
Yeah.
This is just.
Yeah, this is just a rave in 1994. Yeah. Where are your glow sticks? They're a Molly. Yeah. Okay. Sit down.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, this bird is never gonna get laid. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, what about anyone?
Anyone. Hello. Oh, that's so funny.
Hello.
Good job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good. Yeah.
Good.
That's how white people dance, huh?
That's
Yeah.
really what they do. On normal.
Yeah.
My favorite is there's a meme. I don't know. I'm sure you can find it, but it's like a bunch of like goth white kids under a bridge.
Oh, I've seen that.
Have you seen
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
It's like my favorite.
Yeah.
Timeless. If you can find, it's the funniest thing because everybody puts different captions to it, but it's a bunch of like goth white
Yeah.
kids and
Try
like
to find
big
it.
raver pants that are like literally their heads don't move, but they just have
Yeah.
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 glow sticks.
There's
this funniest thing to me.
This
I'm
one?
like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people put different music.
I'd be so
to it.
disappointed if this was my children.
This is the one without music.
Yeah.
That guy.
That guy.
That guy.
Oh my God.
That's what you and George were just doing just now.
That's what you guys were doing. Oh my God. That's like they have parents that are like crying right now.
But they're so upset. They're supposed to be a doctor.
Dude, that guy's special. I like that
Look
one.
at that guy.
No. I
Oh
can't
my
take
God. I
it.
can't
Like,
take it. Oh my.
sometimes people put like Christmas music
Yeah.
during the holidays. It's the funniest thing to me
Oh
on the
my God.
planet. It's so crazy to me that they just. He has blood on his shirt. There's self-induced blood. What's
Let
happening?
me ask you something. If that was your child,
Yeah,
right?
do you say something?
Would you say something, or do you just kind of? They're living in your house.
Yeah.
You're listening to this horrendous music. You know what I mean? All your net stocking clothing is gone.
Yeah.
And what would you say to them?
You just let them be.
But they're 23. They're 23. They don't
They're
have a job. They work at
35.
Well, that
Subway.
guy was balding already. He looked a lot older.
Yeah, they're
than
30. They're still living
38.
at home. What do you say?
Follow your dreams, babe.
No. If they were 37
Oh, and they
and
were
living in my fucking house and
Still stomping
ripped
around like
clothes
that?
and,
And
I
they're-
listen to nothing but death metal.
Yeah, and they're going underneath the
Like I would
bridge.
definitely be like, you
You got to get
you
out.
have to go. You have.
What age though?
Yeah,
How
what
long?
age?
How
old?
long?
How old?
I said 37, but I would cut. No, I would cut. At
Be real.
I would say 18. Get out.
Yeah, me too. Me
Get
too.
out.
18, get out.
Get out. If
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
still doing that, but they didn't do anything. They had no job, no Starbucks job.
Now, when I was 18,
nothing.
I lived at home until I was 20 or 19.
Okay.
20, right? But I, number one, had a job.
Sold corn.
Number two, I was sober, so I was going to a lot of meetings back
Yeah.
then. And I was trying to do self-improvement, and I was showing my parents that I was trying to change and this and that.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going underneath a bridge and doing
Yeah,
that.
that's what-
Yeah.
Well, so maybe it's their way of like their equivalent of stand up. It's what gives them this artistic.
That's just like
freedom.
stand up. That is
But there's
exactly like
no-
stand up. That's basically you, under a bridge.
It's like your stand up.
That's not like stand-up!
Exactly.
It's not like stand-up! It's not!
That's what Bobby was doing in San Diego.
You know how scary stand-up is? That's not scary. These are kids that you fucking went to school, right?
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
right? You guys have the same shitty interests.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I mean, there's no fear or anything that you're walking through, right? Yes, it's not the same thing, but you just got me so angry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Right?
I deserved it.
Yeah, sorry. It's not stand-up, okay? So sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I get excited and happy, I sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
you
crazy?
and I are very I find the more that I get to know you, I find comfort in everything that you are, because I feel like there's like, oh, she feels the same exact horrors that I feel.
Yeah, crazy.
See,
Great, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel like
okay.
now seeing this though, I feel
Yeah.
like I attract a specific kind of woman.
No, because I think the girl that you dated after Sarah was very different.
But there were similarities.
Who
There
is
wa-
that?
Was that
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
who that
she's
was.
a sweet girl.
She seems
I love
more
her.
like a normie. Like her and I are not normal.
But she has the same
normal.
kind of insecurities.
Which is
I want to
what?
know, what do you think?
I
her
know,
I don't want.
insecurities are?
I don't want
I-
to talk about her
I-
because she's
No,
not
talk
here.
about us. What do you think our insecurities are?
Yeah, I don't mind. Huh?
Just better start doing the bird dance.
Hmm.
I-
You're not gonna. You can't go wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
none of it's gonna be wrong.
We can either just say yes or no.
It's you have the same kind of number one. Here's just what I think what it is and why I'm attracted. I was attracted. Okay, is that number one? There is a damage, right?
Love that word.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
damage,
Yeah.
right, that I can relate to and I understand.
Yes.
All right. Number two, there has to be some form of I hate to say this, but talent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have to see some sort of like because ultimately you meet a woman and when you say I want to be monogamous and I want to be in a relationship, you think about, I think subconsciously, to breed with them, right? So you kind of, that's why when I was talking to you on the yesterday after we watched The Northman, is why I like angular faces with like you guys have a different kind of face than I do.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
he was saying in the car yesterday, he likes girls that are tall and that have good bone structure because he does not have that. He has a sort of a more 2D face, is what you said, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Tootie?
We both looked
A
at each other.
Tootie face?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Tootie.
Hey, what's up? Tootie brother.
Hey, Tootie, brother. Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I understand that part, the
All right.
aesthetic part, but
Right, but there's also there's some. Let's go back to the damage, right? You know what I mean? There's like with you, there was the damage of alcoholism,
Lots of damage.
and I could relate to you on that level, right? Because I don't think that I could date somebody that is just completely healthy
Yeah.
and normal in
Boo.
that way. It's boring to me, and I also want to be able to relate to somebody on that level. But secondly, there needs to be also a good heart, like empathy. You know what I mean? Like things that are going on in the world. You know what I mean? And had that. We were in Texas once, and there was like this homeless guy, right? And he was like spouting off to me about something, and I was gonna say something. She's like, "No, he had a rough life, and you know what I mean, and you know what I mean." So I need that as well. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
great. That's a great criteria. Damaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good bone structure
Mm-hmm.
and
Empathy.
empathy.
Yeah.
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 And also talent.
Talent.
There needs to be a talent. There needs to be something that I can go, that's your bird feathers for me. Yeah. What do you guys look for?
Well, so first off, well, no, because I think there was I actually asked Bobby about this. I was like, Bobby, that's not true. Because I've been with men and women. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me. Like, I've been with more guys than I have girls,
Right.
actually. And in long-term, like, I've been in, like, 5 years, So, to me, it's definitely, like, talent for sure. I mean, it's a little bit, like, when you were talking, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a little, like, I've been on dates with normal people. And it's so boring. You're like, okay, like there's nothing. Like I'm like, you haven't even tried to kill yourself once, or do you know what I like? You don't even like.
Yeah.
Is there like, have you been arrested? Like
Yeah.
anything. Like
Yeah.
just give me something. Because I feel so kind of crazy that
Right.
like that is definitely like an instant connection if somebody's like. It's just it's like, yeah, I don't know. I've always connected to like the people, like the underdogs. Not that
Yeah.
anybody's an underdog, but like I've always like, I remember once like we went to do you remember this? And we went to a Fox party,
What's up?
I fought like at the when he was doing Mad TV. I think there was like a
Fox
party.
got
Yeah, and I was so uncomfortable with like people that were dressed up and like people with like clout. You know.
Yeah.
I ended up talking to all the caterers. You know, I would go over and talk to the people serving food, and I was like, "How are you?" You know, and
But that's what I like. I like seeing that.
I remember you came over. You're like, "What are you doing?" I was
Yeah.
like, "I was just talking to
Yeah.
James. He's from Kansas.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah.
Trying to be an actor. He made lasagna."
Yeah.
I was like, "What's your story?" You know what I mean? I was always interested in that shit. Like I don't want like the other stuff, and I still am like that till this very day. I'm like, can you give me something else to talk about other than yourself, like that kind of stuff? But that I mean like that kind of stuff, and you just have to be passionate about something and vibrant about something. You know, like. It doesn't even have to mean that you're talented, but be passionate about something.
I think that's what it is for me. My number one thing that I find most attractive is ambition.
Yeah.
Like, I need you to kind of want this very specific thing in your life and to really see you go after it.
Yeah.
And talent's a big thing for
It's
me.
hot.
The first time I saw him on stage, and I think it was before we started dating.
Yeah.
I went to the Comedy Store, and it was an Oscar weekend, and he followed Chris Rock, who I thought was very okay,
Yeah.
but he annihilated, and I had never laughed so hard, and I liked the way his voice boomed throughout the room, and I thought, oh my God, like I am oddly fucking gushing out of my panties right now.
Yeah. Bobby, that doesn't.
Hello.
But you know what I mean? Like, because you were so fucking talented.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I guess that.
But that's my bird feathers. That's my, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what God, I think, gave me, right?
Yeah.
He didn't give me Brad Pitt looks.
But you don't.
What?
You don't have to have Brad Pitt look.
I
But
know.
that's the thing. Like, how many unattractive fucking rock stars are there? That like, if they were just on the street, you'd be like, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you see them, you're like, I want to fuck him.
Yeah.
Oddly, you know, like that's.
But then,
just, it's
but
just what
what's
it
the
is.
worst is when they have the combination.
Yeah.
When they're very good looking and then have the talent.
Yeah.
But
Like
that's,
Paul Banks.
but Paul Banks is mysteriously hot.
I know. That's one thing. I think he is visually hot too, though.
Yeah, he's the anomaly.
He's an anomaly.
Like, he's just got
He's
it
the lead
all.
singer.
I think.
He's been on a podcast. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Of Interpol, the band
Yeah.
Interpol, and there's just something about him that like,
It's hot.
yeah, he's hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never. Come on, Paul. Bro, we're bros for life, bro. But you know, never suck. Yeah. Hello.
What are absolute red flags, no-nos for you, where you're just like, nope, cannot do
A
that.
narcissist.
Oof,
Hate
yeah.
that shit. All they do is talk about themselves.
How do you know they're a narcissist? The love bombing up front?
The love bombing?
Yeah, like it's sometimes because I dated a narcissist and I didn't realize he was a narcissist until a year and a half, where I was finally able to put the pieces together and be like, oh my God, this guy is sociopathic. He's a narcissist and nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I mean, right when you said that, I was like, also, if they're not kind, like if they're not a kind person, if they're a dick, like,
Yeah.
if if they like treat people poorly, like a waiter or a waitress, whatever, if they treat them poorly, I'm like, fuck. Like that is an instant turn. Like, no, like when people can't defend themselves,
Yeah.
in that, like if you're in a service position, whatever, and you're a dick in that way, like I can't.
I think for me, if I were to have dinner with someone and someone, let's say the person I was on a date with didn't get the correct order, and I don't even need them to make a stink out of it, but just without even thought, just be like, you got my order wrong, I just need a whole new thing. I don't know why that would turn me off.
Because it's gross.
I
Because
just
there's
be
no
like, can
space,
you just eat whatever the fuck? Can you just the
I
first
also don't
date?
like when if I was on a date with a girl for the first time and like, yeah, I want a Caesar salad, but with the Caesar salad sauce and the dressing on the side, right? No croutons, right? And actually, just bring me the green, right? and no, and if they were specific in that way,
No.
it already in your head, years down the road, it'll manifest into so many different areas.
Yeah.
Well, automatically in my head, I'm like, this
Overwhelming.
person cannot be around my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, my family, they're big eaters, but they're very relaxed people and very casual, and they would not like this.
Yeah.
So automatically that would be
Yeah.
a no-no for me. But maybe for someone else, they're into that,
Yeah, there's a comic named Pete Gray, and he had a joke, and it was like the anti of what I would want to date. And this is the joke: he met a girl, right, and she came into his car, and this is when they had tape decks, right? And she put in a tape. She goes, "Do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it?
Oh.
It's me." You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I should
Like
say it
that
like
right there.
that.
It was like, yeah, that's not what I would want. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me.
It's me. yeah.
Wait, didn't you date one girl who gave out like her calling cards
No,
at like a party?
okay, so
Oh boy.
I met a girl.
I don't know any of your exes. Isn't that crazy? Whenever you mention, I'm like, who's that?
So I met a girl in AA,
Yes.
and I liked her. Right.
Wait a minute. Is this after? Before? Wait.
Way before you.
Oh, way before. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a couple years before you.
Okay.
And I was on Mad TV, right?
Right.
And I flew her to New York for the upfronts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were sitting at the upfronts. Your Mad TV was sitting at a table, but there's other tables, like other shows. I think American Idol had a table. And,
Yeah.
and the center of the table was all the executives and the president of Fox at the time. And I think Ike or somebody goes, "Hey, where's your
Hi.
girl?" And I go, "Oh." And I look, and she's giving her business card to the president of NBC, going, "I'm a comedian,"
Oh, God.
right? And I got up from the table, I grabbed her wrist, and she never liked me in a physical way or anything like that. She just used me. You know what I mean? And yeah, that hurt. Thanks for bringing it up. I never dated her. She wasn't a girlfriend, and she later had a husband and kids and stuff. She disappeared from comedy, but thank God. But yeah, that really hurt me.
That would hurt me too.
There was a lot of that, and thanks. Thanks for bringing that up.
But you didn't actually date. You weren't. She was.
No, she was never. Yeah. There was a lot of girls that I tried. You know what I mean? That completely outright friend zoned me.
Yeah. What about that girl who worked at that you said worked at Volcano?
You're attracted to that?
I liked her.
Yeah, you liked her a lot, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
what happened? You just
Well, I met her.
Oh yes, Sarah.
That was before me.
I was seeing a girl. I don't want to say her name, but I really, really liked her a lot.
Yeah.
And but then I met Sarah, and I remember I remember distinctly. Oh God, it broke my heart. So I remember.
No.
So I remember 'cause when I first started dating you.
Yeah.
It took a bit because it just took a bit because you had Sharon was your. I don't want to get into all that, but you had a sponsor, and you know you wanted to ask around this and that. So there was a little bit of courtship, right? But when I realized that we were going to be a thing, I was still kind of seeing this girl, right?
I had no idea.
Yeah. And
Not
I remember
funny.
walking. I was at Mad TV, and I was walking from the studio portion to the writers' room, and I was with Jordan Peele, and we were walking, and I remember going, I have to make a really uncomfortable phone call right now. And
You did it over the phone.
I did it over the phone.
Okay.
I never saw her again. And I called her, and I remember her being very distraught.
What did you say?
I go, hey, I was so cold about it because I had only a second to talk because I had to walk from one area to another. I just met somebody else, so it's one, yeah, it's over, but I really liked you and this and that. But anyway, good luck or something like that. And I hung up, and I never talked to her again.
Do you know that can scar a person for life?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Unhelpful advice. We're going to
I had
areas.
no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're
The
going.
lengths he went for you, Sarah.
Oh boy.
The positive.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to Volcano girl.
Anyway, go ahead.
He didn't talk to me about
Go ahead.
Unhelpful advice with Sarah
Go
Hyland. Hey,
Come
guy.
Oh,
Plug your dates first.
Plug.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm actually. Let's see. Next week I'll be with Jessica Kirson actually in Colorado.
Comedy Works?
Works.
Downtown Denver.
Yes.
Best club in the world.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
You never been there?
No.
You're Sarah?
I've heard that. I've heard. It's a female-owned place, and she's
She's amazing.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
But why I love the club, though,
Yeah.
is, and you're going to love it, because you could literally, the people
Mm-hmm.
are on the same level as you, and they're not that far from you.
So great.
And they're stacked.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really one of the best rooms imaginable. So you're going to be at Denver Comedy Works next week.
Yes. And then after that, I'll be back in LA for a hot second, and then I leave again, and I'll be kind of all over the East Coast. So I'll be in Florida, New Jersey, and New York. But I'll post all of them on my Instagram.
Okay.
I just don't know the exact places, but I'll be all over them.
Your podcast?
And then I'll be in San Diego. Actually, we're going to be down in San Diego.
Which
at
club? American
Drop
Comedy Company?
No, it's new. It's new. Drop the mic.
Oh, Drop the Mic. Is that in Escondido?
It says San Diego, but
Yeah, I mean, same.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, check her out there.
Yeah, that's a new club.
Uh-huh.
That's a new club, so that's fun. That just opened.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what the same thing is.
They're probably gonna have you, or they probably want to.
I would love to do it.
Just because you're a San Diego person.
Yeah.
So there, but that'll be, I think, the 3rd week of May.
Cool.
So that'll be fun. That's like a whole new thing. But anyway, I post it.
And your podcast?
Well, I do a podcast with Jessica.
Yeah. Check that out.
We just actually put one out with Jesus Trejo today.
I love
One
him.
of the funniest young
fucking
men.
best
I love him.
So nice.
person.
Just person. He's just
The
the best,
best person. Like, he's a Bobby, but and so funny.
Mhm.
Like, it's insane. He just put a clip out of you guys doing, and Mark Maron doing.
I love him so
yeah,
much.
Okay.
We're Jesus.
He's good.
Jesus
I
I
stands
love
He's
him
a-
so
yeah.
much. Unhelpful
He
Advice?
took care of his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Stardew
whole
Valley is
thing.
right
He's a good
waiting.
okay.
Unhelpful Advice.
Mm.
Hey, TigerBelly gang. My name is Jack. I'm 21 from England. And my question is, what would you do if you only had 8 months left to live? I've had cancer for a while now, and I know I haven't got long left. Just wondering what you guys think, and if you have any suggestions on the bucket list items for me to tick off. Have a great day, Jack. Heart emoji.
Oh boy.
Any personal bucket lists for you guys if you had 8 months to live, and also any
I
suggestions for him?
here that's a difficult thing to answer because I don't know him and I don't know what his desires are. I don't know what his heart is. I don't know anything.
What are yours?
What are yours? Yeah. 8 months, you find out.
The first thing I would do is I would make amends, and I would clean up all of my wreckage, even people that I hate. There's a couple of people I hate, like to my bone, you know, and I would want those things to be resolved, and I would do it via a letter, and I would say, you know, though it's funny, there is a guy that you can hire that can speak on your behalf in your memorial service. And he can call out people. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Jack, Frank never liked you.
Love that.
You know what I mean?
idea.
And he just
Scathing
wanted to tell you
review.
that the same guy has had to do this. Hey, his wife, like if it's a wife, hey, Gloria, he's been seeing somebody else for the last 3 years. Like that's his job.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a little rough.
Yeah. But I wouldn't do that. What I would do, there was another guy that says, I'm gay.
Wow.
All right, that's like
Yeah, hey, he was
He's
gay.
speaking for the dead.
Yeah.
Speaking for.
And
Why would-
he also, when he's being hired, he says, because the guy's alive or woman's alive, and he'll say, like, are you sure it's something that you want to say to your family, like, when you're alive? No.
You do it.
I wanted to do it when I'm dead.
Wow.
That's not what I would do.
Does he take on their cadence?
No. He
In
doesn't do
private?
accents.
We have to do Gilbert Gossip.
Yeah.
do
He's not Frank Caliendo.
Well, that's I feel like
Dude, we should hire Frank.
that's a legitimate like.
Frank.
Yeah.
Well, that's like a legitimate job hazard, right?
Yeah.
Because you're telling these people now these people are angry. They could come after you.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably hire Kyle Dunnigan.
Oh, he'd
Yeah.
Great
He'd
to
be
do
great.
this, yeah.
But what I wouldn't do that. I would try to write it on my own, like write letters on my own, right? There's like 2 or 3 people specifically that I would do it. I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to name them that I hate. You know what I mean? But I would just be like, listen, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I love you. You have a lot of talent, and I'm sorry. You know what I mean? That I reacted the way I reacted. You know what I mean? I would clean up my wreckage, you know, and then I would also spend time with. It's not because I've been all over the world, And so that's not my thing. You know what I mean? My thing would be to spend quality time with the people that I truly love and express myself in that way. God, what a sad predicament this guy's in. Anyway, what would you do?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Are you okay?
What would you do?
I would definitely, but you wouldn't say you wouldn't do that while you're alive to the people that you hate to your bone.
That's a good point.
Would you start
Sarah.
wreckage now? Cleaning?
Like, why wouldn't you just do it now if you can feel it in your heart to write a letter?
Because I don't think that they would respond, regardless of what my situation is.
But that's okay if they don't respond.
You got cleared.
So
You're
so
clear.
what you're saying to me is call them and go. I'm just gonna make up a name, Jack. Right? I call Jack. Hey, dude, I'm dying and I want to talk to you. Listen. No, dude.
What if it doesn't have to be with you that you're dying?
Yeah, exactly. What if you're just doing it?
You know.
No, I like holding on to it.
Bobby.
Oh, there we go.
There's 3. I refuse. And I haven't done, when I work the steps. I have a new sponsor, and if I work the steps and I get to step 8, and he talks me into it, like, you want to be truly free.
Yeah.
And I'll go, yeah, I want to be truly free.
Yeah.
Then you have to do this. But, the 3 people that I hate, and I've done soul searching, I honestly don't know where my side of the street is that I need to clean.
Okay.
Really? So I just feel like it's all on them almost in a weird way. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so these are people who have blatantly done you wrong.
Yes.
Oh, done you wrong.
Where
Out of
there's
nowhere.
no confusion.
There's no confusion to me
Oh,
in my heart. You know what I mean? Now, through exploration and maybe through my therapist or whatever,
Yeah.
I have not explored it. Maybe there is my side, and maybe there is something that I did. You know what I mean? I don't know what that might be, but I haven't explored those. But these are things that I can live with because so far, you're right.
No.
You're right. So far,
No, it's not even. No, it's just like it's a question. Like, if you believe that you don't feel like you have any part in it, then it's going to be very difficult for you to make an amends.
yeah. But
Do you know
but what I mean, what I mean by the letters
Yeah.
isn't making amends.
Yeah.
It's literally because if at the end of my life I would just be like, if I knew I was gonna die, I would honestly in my heart be like, what's more important? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And to say, like, regardless of what went on, this and that, I just want to let you know, because these 3 people, I had a relationship and I did like them
Yes.
at one point, right?
Yes.
So I would say, no hard feelings, which there wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Because I'm dying. And I just say, good luck with your life, you know what I mean? You're a very talented man. And I just wish, you know what I mean, all the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
Okay.
And would that make you feel peace to release that anger?
Yeah.
Then what's stopping you from releasing that anger today?
Because it gives me motivation to write jokes.
Okay.
I feel like I know who one of them is.
What?
I feel like I know who one of them
Yeah.
is.
It would give me motivation.
Maybe even 2, but definitely.
Yeah. It gives me, here's the thing.
Sure.
It-
Hold on, what does it rhyme with? We can bleep it out.
No. I don't want to even go there.
No.
I don't want to
I'll
even
tell
go
you
there.
after,
But,
I'm
but
pretty
what I want to say, though, is that obviously there are people in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are people that motivate me to stand up and go, I got to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what?
Yes.
Yes. Because a lot of my motivation is, and this is probably unhealthy. It sounds unhealthy.
Yeah.
But a lot of my motivation is, I'll show you. You know what I mean? And so
And
it helps me walk through fear. Like, if I'm on a set, I'm scared. It makes me think of these people and go, I'm doing it. I'm going to be brave.
Makes sense.
And I have to show them that I'm better, or I have.
But then you're still at the mercy of their perception of you. Because if you don't show them, then the cycle just continues. Like, wouldn't you want to just perform well because you know that you're worthy and that you're enough and that you're capable, rather than I'll show you? Because that cycle just never really ends.
We should have all 3 of them as guests the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, but you're getting something out of it. Like, the motivation. It sounds to me like, let's just say I have the one person in my head, which I'm pretty sure.
All right, let me ask you.
is-
Do you have anybody?
Yes.
There you go.
I know. No. I'm not. There's no judgment.
Yeah,
I'm
do
just
you have
trying
anybody,
to
baby?
See all perspectives.
Oh yeah.
Then well, fuck you.
No. Don't.
But you know what?
Yeah.
But can I just say something?
I say
got the-
it's right now because okay, let's just say I have the one person in my head who I think I know who he.
Okay,
hate.
go ahead, and we'll bleep it out.
No. I'm just saying, knowing who that person probably is, knowing the history, right now it's serving you to have that competition with that fucking person,
Yeah.
that hate, because it's working for you.
It works for me.
pushes you.
Yeah.
Right now.
And it doesn't make me angry.
More, I think that is more rewarding
Clenching
than
your
like.
jaw when you say that.
But I've always had that, even as a kid. You know, when I was doing stand up in my early 20s, it was more about finances and women.
I just picture you under a bridge in goth outfit. When you say stand up when you were a kid,
Yeah.
doing with a magic 8-ball and a glow stick.
My motivation has always been like, how am I going to win
Yeah.
and make a living? And how am I going to get women, right?
Yeah.
And then when you start getting those things, you find other things to motivate you is what I did. You know what I mean? So I know it sounds completely unhealthy. And, you know, I mean, there's probably, I'm sure Bill Burr or other comics have other ways of motivating themselves, right? But that's just the way I do it. And yeah, go ahead.
It's I can relate.
This poor
to
guy's
that.
dying, and yet we're yeah.
No, I can relate to, you know, having the wrong people fuel my ambition, but I also know that if I continue to live that way, in the I'll show you way, it makes me more tethered to my hate and more tethered to boundly tight to that person that I hate and dislike so much. They are taking up so much space in my mind that I'm not able to focus on the other people that are actually doing right by me. I'm just so, like, you know, obsessed with this, proving this one person wrong.
Okay.
But I feel like
You're right.
You compartmentalize it a little bit.
There's a space here.
Yeah, I feel like I only because I think a little bit like I can compartmentalize things.
Yeah.
And I can shove things to the side that
Shelf
I just
it.
don't want to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Truly, I mean, it doesn't mean it goes away because what you're talking about is like long run stuff. Like long run, it's probably best you come to peace with it. But for
Yeah.
but you know what I'm saying. So you have a long like don't get cancer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, but at the same time, like I definitely can like compartmentalize it and put like the stuff that I need to do to like get right with this relationship and use the like not so great stuff to have a better for it to propel me.
Yeah.
For it to serve me for right now.
Right.
That again, that's what I do with those particular things. But I'm saying how I do it is like the person that I think of that I'm like, like I can't follow them on his like nothing. I can't.
Right.
You know.
But he does the opposite. He will follow them.
Ugh,
He will
can't
check the
follow
page every day.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's masochistic. That's torture.
It's not torture.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's not torture. It makes me giggle.
Yeah,
It does.
I believe you.
Yeah, it makes me giggle. I find joy in it because it gives me that extra like, because you know, and you're right. I think ultimately what you said
Is right.
is right.
Yeah.
It's probably
It is.
not.
It
It is because
it is.
I'm not even
Khalyla.
able to apply that myself
is
because
right.
today someone checked me on the phone. Someone was like, Khalyla, like, what are you going to get out of doing A, B, C, and D except to solve your ego? The person's like, but you know the truth.
Yeah,
You know the truth, and that should be enough. Like, everything else after that is just your ego trying to get somewhere. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's correct. It's my ego.
I mean, what you're saying actually is true.
is the person that you have. I don't know who it is, but is it business oriented?
Yes.
Okay. It always is business oriented. It's never someone in AA or
No.
in your private life. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't, because the people that, because even in AA or 12-step groups, or are we even allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Even in 12-step groups, you find your tribe. Not everyone's your tribe. You relate to everyone on the common grounds of alcoholism.
Yeah.
And I can talk to somebody I don't like in AA or somebody I don't get along with or whatever and still find that commonality. And there's still God and spirituality that's infused in that, right?
Yes.
But definitely there are people that check in on me and I check on and then them people that are my friends in AA, right? But in show business, you don't have that commonality of it's competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the nature of it, right?
Yeah.
And so it breeds, especially people like you and I, that thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's happening?
Worth noting though, I might have said that, but I'm not living by that. Like I have deep, deep burning rage for a lot of people, and that I'll show you is still very much a part of who I am, that I'm trying desperately to kind of shed, because I realize I'm like continuously unhappy, you know, and I'm realizing I'm like, you know, it's just this thing I'm carrying around for no good reason. But
Yeah.
I think you're all right. Let's
jump off though.
no. I want to. No, I need to add.
Yeah.
What is it to be truly free? Is the real question. What?
What?
End of the podcast.
Yeah, and I think that's what I want to end with.
Or we leave that for the audience.
We leave it for the audience.
Do you have an answer for that? I could do that my
No.
best.
I already know what it is.
Oh. What
It's
is
these
it?
things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is to completely let them go and to heal.
Yeah.
And I in my mind, if I didn't have these things,
Yeah.
right, how would I feel physically, right,
Right.
emotionally, spiritually, all those things.
Do you
right?
find that if you don't hang on to it, that you will lose your edge and your funny?
But here's the thing, that doesn't necessarily make me who I am,
Right.
right? And what I have, like in terms of my business and the success, failures, all that stuff, doesn't make me who I am, right? And isn't what life is about. It's just the way I make a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like I've been trying to do a thing where, and it's not, I don't know if it's working, but to look at my life, you know what I mean, in the grand scheme of things, right? But I generally in the last 30 years, my whole life has been this one thing, which is show business and how I'm going to make it and how I'm going to survive and this and that. And it's like I'm trying to broaden it, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like what in therapy they repeat it over and over again. A part of you is not the total of you, except that is a huge part of you that you've really like focused on for so long. But when I look at you as a person, and I've spent the last decade of my life with you, that is only a speck. Like you are so much more complex and layered and like interesting in ways that have nothing to do with the industry or comedy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Being free, I don't know, Sarah, what do you think?
Okay, I mean, it's a little bit definitely of what, for me, I can only speak from my personal.
Go ahead.
Because I don't even know if I want to be Zen. You know what I mean? I don't know if I want to be that unaffected by like, oh, if somebody were to stab my dad in the heart, I'd be like, it's cool, man. Like, I don't necessarily, that's not
real.
freedom.
No.
But
That's not what I'm
it's a
talking
lot.
Yeah, but that is
No,
but that is Ram Dass, basically.
Yeah, but no one's like that
Yeah.
except for Ram Dass.
Some people, but
crazy.
people aspire to be.
Yeah,
that
but
Zen,
yeah, but
that
that's
unaffected.
aspirations is one thing, but I
What?
doubt.
Why are you judging him?
I'm not. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't even.
Go ahead. Sorry. My bad.
I was just saying, for like, but it's a little bit of like ego, like, because anytime I get tripped up, it's all my ego. If I start competing with somebody that is not competing with me, or I'm comparing myself, or like they're doing more than I am, I should be doing, or like whatever. But I know that I haven't thought about this question in a long time because I feel pretty free.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really, day to day, like I don't feel like I'm like, trapped in my own head. Like I feel like I feel pretty happy for the most part. But I want to be happy regardless of my circumstances. Because a lot of times it's based on, oh, if this is going well, I'm pumped. But if something's not going well, then I'm not pumped, or I'm anxious, or I'm depressed, or like whatever. But to me, like, if I ever got success, it shouldn't even, my happiness and freedom would be based on just inward stuff. Like, truly, that's freedom to me. Like, whether I have something or don't have something, whether something goes well, doesn't go well.
I agree.
Because that is like the kind of the epitome of living. If I just have this, then I'll feel okay. If I just do this, then I'll feel okay. But it's just to be like, I'm good. Like, I don't, even if I got that, it's all bonus.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know that.
I think what you're saying is that the whole idea in my mind of living a life is to grow and learn new things and open your horizons and to blossom, right? And I'm going to now do a complete circle to end this podcast, right? Mm-hmm. In the beginning, when you were talking about Tom Segura's podcast, you know what I mean? Facilities and Joe Rogan's normally, maybe a couple years ago, that would have made me go jealous. That would have made me go, well, how come mine is not like that? But I'm 100% okay with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's growth for me.
That is, yeah.
Thanks for listening.
We never gave this poor guy an answer.
I know.
Hey, man,
It's fine.
do whatever you want. Have fun.
One thing I will say is if you can just, if you've never been in a clear ocean and stick your head down.
Which ocean?
And observed a warm tropical coral reef. If that's within your reach and within your means, I would say to do that because it gave me a whole lot of extra joy and clarity and feeling of safety in my life.
Wow. If you want to do that, hit us up. I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
I know you do that
I'll do it
stuff
for
all
Jack.
the time.
I do.
So good.
Sarah, your handles?
Instagram is Sarah Hyland Rosenstein.
Check it out. She's a great artist, everyone.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yes.
Artist.
I love it.
Your artwork's the best.
So
You're my favorite artist.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys. I have to pee. I'll be great.
Syukuluki mo kisalaman Feet ang bukugani ay makabululi Purong kaya madugdog na bibombola Syukumuki ay ito Syukuluki